Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on Release 48. Please note that this webinar has been pre-recorded. I'm Nadine Hartley, and I'll be your host today. We're thrilled to share some significant updates that will enhance your content creation workflow, media handling, and user experience. In this session, I'll walk you through the key changes and new functionalities introduced in Release 48. I will show you how these updates make the platform more intuitive, efficient, and powerful for all of your digital learning content needs. And we'll cover everything from the redesigned bookmaker to enhanced accessibility features and improved allo management. Since this is a pre-recorded session, there won't be a live Q&A. However, if you have any questions after watching, please don't hesitate to send them to our customer success team at cs@avallain.com. We'll be happy to assist you. Take a look at the streamlined ebook creation workflow with Avallain's redesigned bookmaker, which makes ebook creation more intuitive and efficient. When you select ebook from the Create Allo dropdown, you'll immediately notice a streamlined dialog. As before, the new dialog requires a valid name. But in addition, you also need to select a PDF from the media library for the digital book. Clicking on Select Page File will open the media library. Use the search function to find the relevant PDF. Select it and click Add. The Create button becomes enabled as soon as an asset has been selected. Then click Create to start the import process. You can close the dialog window while the import continues. Once the import is complete, a confirmation pop-up will appear with a button to go to the ebook. The design of the bookmaker has been modernized. The import section is now integrated in the name field. You can click on it to select a different PDF or add solution pages. To the left, you now find the import log. Now let's look at the improved book properties and table of contents. Here you can edit the book title and access the ebook options and metadata. The table of contents has an updated input field. The page editor has also been updated. The Add Audio option is now presented as a button that opens the media library when clicked, allowing the user to select a desired file. Once the asset has been imported, the Add Audio button is replaced by an audio player with the same functionality as before. You can replace or remove the audio using the button next to the player. Page navigation continues to include an input field for specific page numbers, as well as an extended page selector and arrow-based navigation for easier browsing. The Add Hotspot button remains unchanged. However, hotspots now offer significantly improved usability, making them easier to manage. When you roll over the hotspot, this produces a context menu displaying 3 functions: edit, copy, and delete. By the way, right-clicking makes the same functions available. The URL hotspot has a new setting allowing the selected URL to be opened in an iframe on top of the digital book. Furthermore, the Hide Menu Item feature is now presented as a switch. When enabled, menu items will be hidden. Similarly, the hotspot order setting has been updated to a switch. By default, it is on. Disabling it allows the hotspot to be ordered manually. We've also updated the page editor to be more intuitive and introduced a new scale factor. This allows you to resize the preview for individual pages, thereby better supporting smaller screens. The smallest supported size is the original pixel dimension of the imported page. Moving on, you'll notice a significant change right from the moment you log in. The project page is now your default starting point, replacing the old welcome page. Below the What's New section, you can now find your projects. In the Suggested section, users with access to more than 7 projects will now see a list of their 3 most frequently used projects based on either activity from the past week or recent visits. You'll also notice the project cards have been updated. Now you'll see the project title, description, and your user role directly on the card itself, plus key metrics like user count, elo count, and tasks are now visible right on the card tiles. No need to hover for a tooltip. This information is consistently displayed whether you're in card view or list view. You'll notice a few changes to help you find what you need faster. Filters are now in a separate button on the right, consistent with the media library. This new filter button will launch on the right side of your screen, mirroring the functionality you're already familiar with in the media library. Sort is now right next to filters. We've also fine-tuned how sorting works. Name sorts alphabetically. Date created shows your newest first, and date updated sorts by when project settings were last changed. Moving over to the media library, we've made some enhancements to accessibility metadata management. The dialog for editing transcripts can be found in the accessibility panel of the metadata editor for media library assets. First, unfold the panel and open the dialog by either choosing Add Subtitles or Add Transcript. The dialog consists of the video preview and the Edit panel with 2 tabs. The Preview tab shows the render text that includes links that allow you to jump to the position in the video relating to the selected text. The Edit tab allows you to edit your transcripts or subtitles. In the Edit tab, you can either use AI to generate the subtitles or create them manually. If you use AI to generate the subtitles dialog will close automatically and you will see a progress indicator. Once the generation of subtitles has been completed, you can review and edit your subtitles in the subtitles dialog. To save the changes, click Apply. We've also refined the Mark Image as decorative option to give you more control and clarity. So if you later mark an existing image that already has some old text as decorative, Author will populate this information to the old text field for all learning objects accordingly. This ensures that the image is marked as decorative for accessibility. And don't worry, you don't lose the original old text that will be stored in your image metadata for your reference. It just won't be exposed to assistive technology. And the key improvement here is that when asset accessibility metadata is edited and propagated, a new elo history version will no longer be created in the linked elos. And this helps keep your elo history cleaner and more focused on content changes. In the media library's metadata editor for assets, you'll now find a new file name field. This field is non-editable and will always display the asset's original file name. You'll notice that the title field will also initially populate with the original file name, but you're free to edit this later to whatever best suits your needs. Don't forget to click Save to apply the changes. For effective content management, two things are paramount: tracking every change and seamlessly managing access. We've addressed both with these updates. Our LO history now diligently captures all metadata edits, ensuring you have a full record, including the username of the person who made the changes. This applies to LO, activity, and answer metadata. This enhancement means you can now more easily track metadata input errors. Plus, to give you more control at scale, we've introduced bulk unlocking for learning objects in Author. This new capability complements our existing bulk locking feature, allowing you to manage access to multiple LOs with ease. Now get ready for a game changer. We're excited to announce shared text objects, a highly anticipated feature that empowers you to create reusable content. Shared text objects can be used in supplements and attachments. Changes to a shared text object are reflected in all LOs using that object. To create a shared text object, go to the supplement or attachment area of your activity. Add a new text object and edit the newly added text object. Give it a meaningful title and description to help in finding and reusing your shared text object later. Click the Shared Text checkbox and select OK to save the shared text object and close the dialog. Shared text objects always show the shared text icon. To reuse your shared text object, simply edit elsewhere. Here we are adding it to an attachment, but you can also add it to another LO in the project. Click Add Object and select Add Shared Text to select the shared text object you just created. The dialog lists all shared text objects available in the current project. Select the one you want to reuse. The shared text object is inserted into the attachment dialog. You can close it by clicking OK. Let's preview our LO. Here's the supplement with our shared text object. And here is our attachment. To find all LOs using a specific shared text object, select the Shared Text Object section in the Filter dialog and check the relevant shared text objects. The LO list now only shows those LOs that use the selected shared text objects. You can make changes to a shared text object anywhere you use it. Changes will be propagated to all LOs that use it. If you deselect the Shared Text Object checkbox, you remove the sharing feature of the currently selected object. You can now edit your object as you like, and those changes will no longer be propagated to the shared text object. Moving on to the next two features on our agenda. To further support diverse content creation, we've introduced a new Maori special character set. And to enhance your workflow, we've also improved the warning message you receive when creating learning objects. When creating content using Maori language, ensure that Maori characters are enabled for writers and students in the LO option under Special Characters. When creating your content, simply click the Special Characters button, select Maori, and then insert the characters you need. When the student enters their answers, they click on the Special Characters button to open the Special Characters pop-up window and select the letter they need to complete their answer. When you create a new learning object, you'll now see a warning message. This message informs you that any spaces and special characters in your learning object's name or title will be automatically replaced by underscores during export. It's important to remember that this is just a heads up. Allow creation won't be blocked by this message. We've made a helpful update for our users who are confident working directly in the source code. There's now a fixed sequence for adding tags, which helps ensure you're always creating valid HTML. Source editing requires the project option source button to be enabled in your project. In the toolbar of the Rich Text Editor, click Source. To add a new element in your source, first type in its opening tag, including its closing pointed bracket. The editor then automatically adds the closing tag. Next, the cursor is moved in between the opening and closing tag to allow content creators to seamlessly continue with adding the contents of the tag. For block elements, such as paragraphs, the closing tag is positioned 2 lines below the opening tag, while for inline elements, opening and closing tags are positioned on the same line. Manually typing the closing tag of an element can produce invalid HTML and should be avoided. Finally, let's look at some new project, allow, and global options for more granular control. We've added a new project option that gives you more control over the spell check as you type plugin. You can now enable or disable the spell check as you type feature at the project level. This means you can tailor the spell check experience for each of your projects. Upon deployment, this setting will be set to off as a default. If you'd like to use spell check as you type, you'll simply need to switch it on in your project settings. We've added a new value to the option Send Scores called All Check Answers. You can enable this setting in the allow options. Every time a user clicks Check Answers on any screen, their score will be automatically sent to the platform. The new global option, Confirm Before Close, controls whether a warning dialog appears before a learning object is closed. It's designed to properly inform users before they exit and prevent accidental loss of progress. This feature requires design pack support, and Mercury currently does not support it. We've added a new option to provide feedback for unattempted questions called Feedback Empty to enhance the learner experience. This new setting works seamlessly with our existing Feedback Correct and Feedback Incorrect options. Now you can address all 3 possible states for a question: a correct answer, an incorrect answer, and a blank unattempted answer. While only plain text is supported, Feedback Empty also supports the correct answer and wrong answer syntax. This allows you to dynamically display the correct or incorrect answers given by the learner directly within your feedback text. We've enhanced how attachments are displayed in the Mercury design pack. The Show as Modal option now allows attachments to be opened from a different location on the screen, specifically by clicking a chip displayed below the rubric, rather than being confined to the header. this setting influences where the attachment opens from, but doesn't change its open and close behavior. And this concludes today's webinar. Thank you all for watching. And I truly believe that Release 48 will significantly enhance your experience with the platform. For more detailed information, please refer to the full release notes for Release 48. If you have any questions or require assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to our customer success team at cs@avallain.com. We appreciate your time and engagement.